Hello, everyone. I went to the Kawartha Ribfest, the 20th Ribfest we've had in Peterborough, Ontario. And it's called Kawartha Ribfest now because the Rotary Club stopped doing it at Millennium Park. So I thought it was going to be completely canceled this year, and that kind of disappointed me. And then around a month earlier or a month before, they were introducing that Kawartha took it over. So it was at Daly Crazy Park or Daly Park. I always say that wrong. And it was a blast where the boats were. Now, I did a little tour of that on Friday morning. Friday morning, I went there way before they opened, like early in the morning, and they allowed me to go in there and just do a little circle, and I talked about the booths that were there. So I went back a little later. I didn't have too much time, but I couldn't get any ribs on Friday because they were a little behind of the setup and all that. With all the people coming, they honestly, and also too, they didn't have enough seats as I was there. But I also thought too, a lot of people go to a Rib Fest, they get ribs, and they just go home with them. But that was actually a complaint. So I couldn't go Saturday. So I went Sunday on the last day. And literally that was a complaint that people had, less seats. But they also had a play section for the kids, and they had many other foods there. But I felt bad for the other foods because when I talked to the vendors, and I actually could have filmed them and talked with them and all this, but the music was so loud. I was like, no, this is not going to work. Like, I don't know if this will work. So I didn't want to waste my time, filming all of them and finding out that you wouldn't be able to hear them with the music, and then I'd have to try to take out the music, and I don't know. It just didn't work, and they didn't really want to do it. The music was extremely loud at this Rib Fest, not like the Millennium one. The Millennium one, they didn't really blare the music. I guess the setup was slightly different, but the seating was off. So I got some ribs there. They had a new booth this time, or a new vendor, Oak 87, that won awards last year in Toronto and Hamilton to be #1 rib. Now, my favorite ribs is always Fat Boys. Like, when I first got there on Sunday, I went to get the rib. Now, get this. I went to get the rib, and I was just going to sit down and film myself eat it, and then think about what I ate. So I was going to do it that way, thinking about what I ate as I was eating it, and kind of like narrate it as I was eating it. But unfortunately, stupid me, just stupid me, as I can be stupid sometimes, I have a new camera, and it went to pictures. So I have all these pictures, so it flat out won't work. But their sausages at Fat Boys is absolutely incredible. Now, Fat Boys to me is normally my favorite. Last year's Silver Bullet kind of beat Fat Boys, and so this is Oak right here. And then in this one, if you can see it where the paper towel is, that's Fat Boys. So I'm doing a taste test. And here is this. It had Pappy's Ribfest, if you can see that, unless there's a glare. I bought this, and I got Raging Root Beer. And they had strawberry, cotton candy, and all that too. But when I had the Raging Root Beer, I was full. I couldn't eat anything else. It was like Raging Root Beer for sure, because my stomach was full just from drinking root beer. I was like, really? That's never happened before. But it was one of the best root beers I've ever had, better than A&W, actually. So let me test this now. I put this in here. So first, I'm going to taste what I like the best, Fat Boys. Oh, yeah. Really tender, melts in your mouth. Fat Boys. I really, really like Fat Boys. Now, this is Oak 87. Every year at the Ribfest in Peterborough, they always seem to have one new rib vendor. And this was it, because they've never been to Peterborough before. And look how thick that one is, though. I guess I didn't really show you the other one, but it wasn't that thick. It didn't have a layer. Well, I think that layer was actually taken off. Uh-oh. So Fat Boys, this year for Fat Boys, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Now, this is Oak 87, so let's see. Strangely enough, I like the sauce a lot better, but it's not falling off the bone, and it's actually a bit chewy, where I would have preferred, like, this would have been perfect if it wasn't as chewy. Fat Boys was tender, and the sauce was good. The sauce is better on Oak 87, but it's just a bit chewy. I like it to melt in my mouth just a little bit more. But the sauce is better. Oh, they're all award winners. They really are. Oh, this is tough. Sauce is better. Oh. I would say for the sauce, I just have to do the overall rib. The overall rib, I would give this an 8. But for the sauce, I'm not sure what to do here. Yeah, just a bit more chewier. That's the only problem. But it still is very good. The other one melted in my mouth. Fat Boys melted in my mouth, and their sauce was amazing. This sauce is slightly better than Fat Boys this year. But you know what? I'm going to have to... Fat Boys now I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. This I'm going to give an 8.5 out of 10. I can't say it's not bad, but it's just a bit chewy. And I do like fat. They left a lot of fat on, and I do like that. Mm-hmm. Now, when I wanted to go to the other ones, but I waited very quick at Quake 87. Quake 87 was very quick, very sufficient. They seemed like they knew what they were doing. When I went to the other booth, Fat Boys, they were a bit slow. I waited about almost 20 minutes to get my food. And then when I got there, I kind of confused them. I said macaroni, and I made a mistake, and that's my fault. But then I went to Boss Hogs or Hog Boss. I can never say that one. And I was waiting in line. And I was like, no, I'm not waiting any longer. It just was way too long of a wait. Then I also wanted to go to Jack Ribber's, and the lineup was huge. So Sunday morning was really, really busy of people just getting there. I should have got the ribs first. I should have got the ribs the same time I got the sausage, and that mistake happened that kind of screwed me up of not being able to film eating the sausage. But they're all award winners. And this year they had a judge at 3 o'clock, and I couldn't go, so I couldn't find out online who actually won, but somebody obviously won the Ribfest. I think it's Fat Boys. Fat Boys won in 2019 in Peterborough, and they're always there every year. Hog Boss or Boss Hog, they're there every year. And Jack the Ribber's normally there every year, and I wanted to try them this year because they're new ownership, so I thought that they might have changed their recipe a little bit. Fat Boys and Hog Boss. Hog Boss is good, but it's just too sweet for me. But I also had a friend that called me up last night and said, I got Jack the Ripper and I got some of the Hog Boss. My family doesn't want to eat it. they don't actually like it. For some reason, they didn't like it. He brought it home and they didn't really like it. So he's going to give it to me later today, and hopefully I will rate between all of them. I'm hoping so. Watch the family actually eat it and watch me not get it at all. But anyway, bye for now, anyone. A 9 for Fat Boys and an 8.5 for Oak 87. Have an incredible day. Check out my other movie reviews, food reviews, and much more. And I wish I brought more napkins. I'm going to be walking around with stuff on my face most of the day. Thank you again. Bye for now, everyone.